When African Americans hear I've traveled to Prague, their first question is Prague racist? Stay tuned. I'll share my experience in Prague.
Living my life like it's golden. 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 Golden. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden.
Greetings. Welcome to Success with Etiquette. I'm Sean, and I create videos to help you walk with confidence, explore new places, and live life without regrets. If you're new here, consider subscribing. People say to me, I heard Prague is racist toward African Americans, and I can only share my experience as a solo female African American traveler, and I traveled to Prague with my African American male cousin. We have been in this world long enough to identify racism, or if someone's being unfriendly. They just don't like you because you're a stranger, you're a foreigner. You got to pick up on those feelings. And Chris and I were in Prague 3 days, and the architecture in Prague it's spectacular. Every turn is like you're in a museum. It is beautiful. If you like art, if you like architecture, if you like design, then you will definitely enjoy the sights of Prague. And I'll share with you our experiences in Prague. And I always tell people, travel to a place for yourself and see. And experience it for yourself. We waited 12 years to travel to Prague. It was on my list of a place I wanted to visit, and we finally made it after 12 years, and I got to see the beauty of Prague. And I also got some experiences to take away from Prague that I will share with you all through this video. But every place is different, and I do not, if people know how they've been treated, they know their experience. So I don't discredit any of that. I can only share my experience. Watch the clip and let me know what your experiences have been in Prague and what you've heard. Check it out. Hey y'all! We are here, and this is our last day in Prague, and we saw some more of the city, the old town, and walked around, had lunch, and we are headed back to the train station. So we were able to see a lot of wonderful sights. The architecture here is just stunning. If you're into architecture, and it's just beautiful. And I think my favorite was seeing the Jubilee Jerusalem Synagogue. It was, as Tanya said, the colors and the architecture just touched my soul in terms of, it was resounding. I could feel it. I can't explain it, but it was definitely, I felt it. And Chris loves history, so you enjoy that too.
Yes.
Yeah, he did a lot of reading, so that was great. And let's see, what else? We had our traditional Czech Prague dinner and dessert and meals. So, we've enjoyed the dessert. So I think the meals was great, and the only issue in terms, I told you I would come back and talk about the vibe, is that the service industry has this vibe as if you are privileged and honored to come into their establishment and spend your money. It's not all of them, but I got that feel from a few in terms of they're not as warm, not as friendly and hospitable as Budapest. But I really enjoyed and loved Budapest. I think I love the vibe, I love the people, and again, this seems to be very the streets are contained, so that bridge and some other areas are very crowded. And I found more open space in Budapest, and just a whole different vibe of the people. And for example, let me tell you what happened to me today. Chris probably tired of hearing this story on him, but I had to tell him because I went out by myself. So I'm in this shop, and they were nice. It was 4 people that worked there, and the 3 people were very nice and helpful and patient. So I go to, check out or whatever. So when I check out, the guy was really nice. And when I was leaving out, he said, bye-bye. And then I realized in my bag, I heard something moving. So I said, oh, you forgot to wrap something. He said, okay, go to the counter. And I went to the counter, and the guy was there. I said, can you, wrap these? Here you go. We don't normally wrap. I'm like, wrap these?
So as he rapping, I'm like, how hard is that? I literally said, how hard is that? You know, and so he rapped it, gave it to me. Then I realized the guy forgot to rap something else. So this one's kind of funny. I had to go back and ask the guy, say, hey, can you rap this? And here he go. We don't normally rap. And I'm like, rap it. So he says, that's more work. What? More rap it. So he raps it, right? And then he says, I feel stupid. And I said, you feel stupid? You feel stupid because you stupid? I mean, come on. I'm like, this is not hard. I said, I bought it. Just rap it. So he rapped it, put the tape on it, and gave it to me. And I don't know what we said after that. If I'm not trying to get locked up abroad, but come on. So I don't know what he said after that. And I was like, oh, shut up, and walked out the store. So, and I said bye to the other 3 nice people. But it was just ridiculous. So it was like, dude. Anyway, so the other night, now this is not just me, but you know, Chris me and Chris went into the store. You know, the tram, you can buy tram tickets. You can't purchase tram tickets on the train. You have to have it before, and then you can just validate it on the train. So the tobacco or tobacco stores around here sell train tickets. Well, we go in and ask. Chris asked, what you asked Chris?
Do they sell train tickets?
Do they sell train tickets? That's all he said. Do you say? Dude was like, and this guy, and I'm not saying all Czech people, but this was an Asian guy, and he said,
No.
I mean, no. And then you said, well,
Do you know where we can buy?
Do you know where we can buy? No. Well, then he said, no. Chris said, well, damn. I'm like, come on, is all that necessary? You know, again, we're not trying to get locked up abroad, and we're not saying that all the people here are like that, because this is our experience, and you do have to go and experience the world yourself. And like again, I said before, the service industry, I just felt that here, that they were not as warm as Budapest, and they weren't, in my opinion. In my perspective. But hey, you live, you travel. We had a wonderful time here in terms of seeing the beautiful architecture and experiencing the culture. And maybe that's just not how they roll. They don't care. You come in there, you buy what you need to buy, and you keep it moving. But just a different vibe, like I said. So we can scratch Prague off our list. And the thing was, I forgot to tell the story. I asked Chris about, how many years ago? It had to be like 12 years ago. Because for some reason, I have a picture, a beautiful picture of some architecture here. And I was like, oh, I've been wanting to go to the Czech Prague for a while. I mean, we're talking about over a decade or so. And Chris, back a decade or 12 years ago, I said, you gonna go with me? He said, yeah, I'll go with you. We just never got around to that particular trip. So we finally did it, and it's done. So we can scratch that off our list of places that I wanted to go. I came, I saw, I did, and that's it. So anyway, you come here and experience it for yourself. And everybody's journey is different. But we've had a good time, and we are on our way to the train station. And thank God we get to pass the Jubilee Synagogue. Oh, and another thing we learned here on the tour is that 85% of the people here are secular, and they're not really into religion, I was told, because of the authoritative dominated in the history that the Catholic came in. It really dominated, and they see it as a sense of authority, and so they don't really subscribe to religion. So that was interesting. So, but as I say, thank God, there is a God. Look at God, won't He do it? But anyway, so we get to pass the Jubilee Jerusalem Synagogue, and so we can see this beautiful sight as we depart Prague. So how was your experience, Chris? Because I'm just talking.
It was a great experience.
was a great experience. I would say that too, you know, but everybody's different in terms of who you meet, how they act, and just their culture and presentation. So we will talk to you guys later, but we are headed back to my favorite place, Budapest. That is my spot now, and our lovely apartment, so we can go back home and chill out and relax. So we got a 6-hour train ride. So the train ride is about 6 hours from here to Budapest. So we're gonna do a lot of sleeping, a lot of knick-knack. So we'll talk to you all later. Have a great one. Peace. Say peace, Chris.
Peace.
Here's the synagogue. See if you all can see it. Can they see it? Oh, I better turn this way. There it is. There's that beauty. There's the beauty. Peace out, guys.
Overall, we didn't feel the negative experiences were based on being African American or black. People were rude, inconsiderate, and just not as warm. And customer service was lacking in some places. We're not trying to make people our best friends, but the warm, welcoming hospitality on a scale from 1 to 10, I would say about a 3. Here's what's funny. I shared these experiences when I returned home, and one of my friends who happened to be white had the exact same experience with the Asian guy in the store who was rude and just didn't want to give directions. So maybe they don't like people coming into the store asking for directions, but hey, who knows? But we still had a good time. Oh, and on one of our walks, we got to see the peeing statues. If you like this video, hit subscribe, like, and share, and leave me a comment and let me know your experiences in Prague and other places that you enjoy traveling and what type of content you want to see here. Until next time, peace.